followers while you've been talking on Twitter? All good-looking ladies.
Question to you. Quite important what you said that you're doing, but when you're seeking advice in the middle of the night, do you want to take it from Joe Blogs, from anyone, or ideally do you want to take it from a trusted source?
Well, the question is A, which sources are available at 2 a.m.? And B, what's a trusted source? I mean, I'm not going to go out there and say, otherwise, maybe hypo is a bad example because there's actually quite straightforward, right? But let's say I would never go out on social media and say, my blood sugar is at 236 milligram per deciliter. I'm eating a pizza. How many units should I inject? Because that is a stupid question, and that can only precede wrong answers. Now, if I would ask you as a professional that question, you would tell me exactly that. You would start looking at my insulin rates. You would start looking at my factors. You would start teaching me how to count carbs in a pizza. You would start teaching me about the jet lag between injecting and eating and all that. But in an ideal world, I should know that already, right? But what happens on social media when you ask this kind of question is not that, as you said, some bloke out there will tell me inject 7. It's not happening. What is happening? Well, maybe it is. Maybe some person out there will tell you on a stupid question like that you should never have asked in the first place, inject 7 units of insulin. And maybe that is the right answer. But you don't know, right? That could be completely wrong, and it could be right, it could be too little, too much. You don't know. If somebody should say that, what happens on social media, because this is the key to swarm intelligence, you're not asking this question to one person, and you're not asking some bloke. You're asking the question to the community, and you're asking these questions to thousands of other diabetics out there. Many of them are online at the same time. So if somebody should give you that wrong answer or that stupid answer, you will probably have a shitstorm out there of other diabetics who are better educated, who will teach not you, but that other guy that he should not have said that. And they will probably tell you that you shouldn't ask this kind of question, but that you should rather think about what is your current BG, what are your factors, when did you last eat, did you do sports, and all that. So it's not that you're on social media, and the difference is, if I go to you, I have a one-on-one relationship. I ask my specialist doctor a question, and you give a very informed answer. If I go on social media, I ask that same question, but I get hundreds of people out there who will agree on an answer, and that will most probably be as good.
So you're not looking for a medical advice, you're looking for a fellow soul who will understand what you are going through. But what is worrying me about social media is that when you write answers anonymously, nobody's taking responsibility for what's being said.
But what is
so you
the
have
difference?
to be very careful.
But what is the difference between social media and when my patient goes out of the room and says, well, the doctor has said, or the nurse has said this and that? I think the non-adherence largely depends from what the social context of the patient finds from your advice. It's not. I can have the illusion that my patient in my one-to-one contact commits my advice, but when she or he turns out and outside her real world is waiting, well, since when are you going to eat salads? Since when are you going to do fitness? Bullshit, you're one of us. And the doctor is the doctor. So I think the difference between social media, in which all the reactions are visible, and the history, the other dimension of real life, is not so different. And I think it's better to see all the reactions on social media. Actually, I am in a few groups to learn more about diabetes than in previous times when we had absolutely no control. But the context is the decision maker.
Okay, one quick question, and then we better wrap up.
Very fast. Related to apps. You've been asking about, to healthcare professionals, how familiar we are with the apps. And I asked you about if you think that from the social media that some kind of regulation could be needed in terms of app quality, because probably not all apps have the same, are reliable, and I don't know. I think it's something that probably is, I mean, a big discussion, but what you can update us about what is social media talking about the quality of the apps? Or
well, when you're asking in social media and reading on blogs about what would be a good app for me, you don't get qualified report, you don't get quality assurance, you just get opinions. But opinions are, when you buy something on Amazon, one of the first things I read are the comments by users. So that's not that bad. But so asking other type 1s for what helps you better is you get opinionated advice, and that might serve you very well. The other part of your question, do we need regulation? I think yes, in Germany we're working on that. I'm on the board of the German Diabetes Association, and we have now a body. There's about 80 specialists participating, both from IT, from telematics, from programming, from healthcare sectors, from the government, all the way up to the European Commission. So at least for Germany, I can say, yes, we're working on this together with the Ministry of Health. And on the European level, I know there are attempts towards that direction. It is a very difficult topic because the digital sector is moving so fast that it's very, very hard to keep up.
Okay, I think we'll wrap up. Can we thank both our speakers, please?